Welcome to our all-new Paranormal Spirit Quest.
Join us on our next investigation.
And I can always see I've got like a wooden car, wooden wheels, and they're rolling it through. Welcome back to our channel to currently do another investigation.
And we've got the new evening, so it's going to be lots of activity for us, hopefully lots of areas to investigate. It should be a good night. Is anyone here, please? If you are, can you make a noise?
Come on, we've seen you rock it, we've seen you tilt it.
I know we're in a totally wrong aircraft for it, but what I feel like, you know, when they're about to do like the not the bombing runs, like the jumps, and they would sit in this type of
Yeah.
and then you wait for the green light to go.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like I'm sitting in. Don't feel like I'm sitting in a rescue helicopter. It feels like I'm sitting in waiting for that green light to go before me to jump.
This is not an air sea rescue one. This was originally Royal Navy.
Ask if there's anyone left in here to jump.
Est-ce que les autres personnes peuvent partir en ce moment? Oui. Combien de personnes? Combien de personnes dans ton équipe? Est-ce qu'il y a les autres dans l'avion en ce moment? 7.
Unfortunately, due to copyright on the music we played to help encourage energy onto the Ouija board, we cannot play the audio during this session. Therefore, Debbie will guide you through what we picked up on and what happened during this part of the investigation.
Just before we started, Ryan picked up on 2 children, which he sent standing either side of him, who stood about waist height to him. After a short period of time, I picked up on the name Thomas. As I couldn't get any other names or surnames through, I whispered the name Thomas in another team member's ear. I then asked Ryan if he could get any other names. As he said no, I suggested he ask the 2 children who was there with him for their names. Ryan said he was getting the name Simon. He was unsure if he was mistaking this name for a friend, but then said no, it's not a friend. The name I'm getting through is Simon. A child with the name Thomas was later confirmed by Alex, who is a trustee at Manston Museum. Alex also stated that previously 2 children had been picked up on by previous groups conducting investigations at Manston Museum, and confirmed they also had picked up on the name Thomas, but no one had given a name for the second child. They were also unsure if this was 2 boys or a boy and a girl. Therefore, we could only assume there were 2 boys, and Simon could have been the second child. Ryan then started to have like a tingly, numbing feeling in his right hand, to which he felt could have been Thomas holding his thumb. Ryan also said that he could feel the boys were very scared, but had a lot of trust in Ryan and felt safe, which is why they were holding his thumb. Alex asked Ryan if he had any idea of the ages of the children. Ryan replied with the age of 6 years old. Again, the age 6 was confirmed later by Alex. Ryan asked Alex if anyone had ever described what one of the boys was wearing. After Alex saying no, Ryan went on describing the clothing as black shoes, grey socks, a jacket and grey jumper and a cap which Ryan described as a Peaky Blinders cap or type of flat cap. These he felt was the clothing of Thomas. Dale, who is another trustee at Manston Museum, stated that in one of the rooms, which he describes as the 1940s house, stands a mannequin of a child wearing the exact clothing described by Ryan, and that they were the original clothes of a child they understand to be called Thomas, who had worn them during the war. These clothes were then donated to the museum. We decided at this point to put our hands on the Ouija board to see what communication we could get through. I started by slowly showing the spirit on the board by moving the planchette around the letters and the numbers and where the yes and the no was. As we started the board session, I asked Ryan to let the children's hand direct his onto the board and around the board. We asked the spirits to join us and communicate through the board, but this took some time to get some response. Eventually, I started by asking Ryan to ask the children to spell out his name. Even though Ryan felt the child was still holding his hand, he felt the child did not want to communicate through the board. I then asked the spirit to spell out their name, or if it could go to the first letter of his name. The planchette then slowly moved to the letter T. I then asked for the second letter of his name, and the planchette went to O. Ryan swapped hands as he felt the 6-year-old Thomas didn't want to communicate with us. It was then when Ryan picked up on a second name, which was Eli. He felt that this child was older. I asked, if your name is Eli, please go to yes. If it is not, go to no. And the planchette moved to yes. Ryan also said that he was getting an age for Eli. But before we asked, it was at this point Rodney and John felt that they were being pushed away from the board, so they decided to take their hands away from the planchette. Brian and I carried on, and I asked Eli's age again, and the planchette started to move to the number 8, which Ryan said that he had in his mind, as he felt that the boy, Eli, had told him his age. Ryan then asked Eli if he and Thomas was brothers, as Ryan had sensed that they were. I asked the two boys, or Eli, if you are brothers, can you go to yes? You can see the planchette slightly move towards yes, but not quite there, as we felt at this point the boys became weak. Also at this point, Ryan had contact with the two children and was becoming slightly overwhelmed with Eli and all the other spirits around the building. Rodney told Ryan to clear his mind and to try and channel his thoughts just onto the two boys. As this was affecting Ryan, he asked for a chair to sit down. Alex asked if Ryan or myself were sensing a small girl, in which I asked if Eli had a girl spirit with him. After asking this question a few times, we didn't get a response. In fact, it appeared to become very quiet, as if the energy had gone, and we got no response. We tried to move the planchette again around the board to re-energise it, and Rodney replaced his hand onto the planchette. Ryan felt at this point that the children just did not want to communicate with us on the board anymore. We now rejoin the Ouija board session, and you can now hear the audio.
Alex,
Yeah.
the young boy, what did he live around here? Yes or no?
No, we don't know.
You don't know?
We don't know much about his history apart from the fact that he's a young lad. There's two of them. One of them, when he's over there, is
So you just know that, so the clothes, so it's just the clothes, it's not because of anyone around here, it's just the boy hasn't died around here, it's just the clothes have followed him.
Yeah.
I went into like complete trance then.
Yeah.
I imagine myself in London as a young little boy,
Yeah.
picking up
Yeah.
and going around picking up bullet shells and that kind of thing. Picking up all loads of like World War II memorabilia, like you know when like little kids go through rubble.
Yeah. Do you feel you're from London?
Pardon?
Do you feel you're from London?
Yeah.
Do you feel you're in London?
Yeah, I'd say yeah. I was rubbling through. I was going through like a house rubble, like from a night before.
Because the young lad we got in there was taken out of London.
What one?
He was taken out of London. It's one of the kids that was brought out of London when they were saying we need to save the kids and get them out of there. So he's representing one of the children that came out of London to protect the children.
And do you know his name?
We think it's Tom, but we don't know for definite. Because he's got shorts on and he's carrying the case from the bag of box and stuff.
See, was Eli a nickname?
No. But if there's two boys, one might be Eli, the other one might be Tom.
Tom.
So you might have two boys.
Because there's a boy we've got over there. Tom is over that way. When you go through where the entrance to the stairs is and where the room is where Tom is, that's very proactive with the little and Then there's one over here, and he hides because he says there's a man after him and he's trying to get away from him. And that's the other boy. That might be the other guy you're talking about, the other kid you were talking about.
And now that's what I feel like. He would come, you know, he come through and said hello and done what he's done. It feels like now they're both like I'm going to remember. It feels like they're like cowering behind me, both of them. Behind.
So I'm getting that they're frightened of something.
Yeah.
They don't want to come
forward.
forward.
The kids down there has always picked up. They're always getting he's frightened because they're trying to hide from the man, and the man isn't trying to hurt him, but he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand. He just is. I'll go kill you. I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's just fear.
Okay, if this is Tom or Thomas, I'm from London. Can you tell me, are you from London as well? Are you from London? Come on, if you're here.
There's knocks down there. Did you hear that?
The knocks. Where are they coming from?
Down that end.
I'll go back down there again.
Do the same question, but Eli.
Eli, if that's you, as I said, I'm from London. Are you from London as well? Can you go to yes if you're from London? Have you come here from London? Come on, we mean you no harm. Come and talk to us.
It sounds weird, but my arm is pulling towards yes. Like.
I'm not getting no vibration at all or anything from it.
You know what? It sounds like I need to hover my hand over it. My hand will go to where they are. So if I've done that, it will move it to like my hand now become the hand become planchette now. That's what it feels like in my hand.
I want to try something. Where's the ball? The flashing ball?
Oh, it's just ahead of me. It's there. You see it?
Yeah.
I wonder if we put that on here.
Do you want
Try
to
and
move
get
it?
to move it. Yeah, can we have it for a minute?
Yeah,
That's
sure.
all right. Do you think
Want me
so?
to get it?
What else have we got for kids? What are the yellow balls?
Good boy, but they might be a bit too big. This one, if we just take our hand away and just hover it over it. Maybe. So let's take that away. So.
Just take that off for a second. Take the punch off. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to point. I'm going to close my eyes.
Keep this there though. All right.
Now ask the question. Close my eyes. I can't see anything. Just answer the questions. I'm going to let my hand move.
Thomas, if that's you, I'm going to ask again. I'm from London. If you're from London, can you move the green ball to yes? Or if you can just make the lights glow?
Yeah.
Can you do that for
Is
us?
that moved then? Did that?
I don't know. Where's your leg? Your legs ain't touching
You don't
the
know
table,
because
is
of
it?
the shadow.
I don't know if it is moving, you know.
Put your hand back over it again.
Come on, if that's you, Thomas. Move the ball for us.
Can you move it to a yes? Come on, don't be frightened. No one's going to harm you at all.
Come on, we give you permission to play with the ball. You're not going to get in any trouble. Or Eli, if that's you, you can play with the ball for us.
If you move the ball, it will light up. Makes pretty colours.
Round the other side, can you?
Round the other side, round the house.
Bit stronger around there, shall we?
Good dear.
He's safe and that's normally quite active.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Excuse me, we might need that in a second. Right. If you want to get the camera down and but we can't look at it. Right, can you do that noise again? Can you do it louder, please?
Where's that? Where is it? Oh.
Because I'm sure we can hear I can hear humming in here. You heard it as well. Did you hear it?
No, I thought, but I heard something. No, it wasn't. Scary sound.
As I with the music, got whatever spirit in there excited, but it seems to be the music come, that's when the thing started to happen. Right, if you want to, you can come out the shadows. We will see you very clearly. You see the field of stars, green stars in front of you. They won't hurt you, but they will help us see you. Sorry, I'm going to shoot. No, you do it well. Do you like the music? It's quite inspiring, isn't it? Hey. Yeah, you can get a lift from the music, can't you? It's very, very good for lifting your spirits. There's some... That was making a noise. I suppose in there. I can hear footsteps in there, supposedly. So it seems to be your main way of communicating is by whistling. So if you were here during the Second World War, can you make a whistle noise please for us? Oh, you got the playback.
You know? I didn't hear a thing.
I heard that. Yeah.
From where?
It's only like in the corner.
What, over this side?
No, in that, I'd say over that
It's
corner.
still going.
And we did also whistling. Thank you for that. So that's me tapping.
Should we all get back to the
No, whistling keeps continuing.
Yeah, there you go. Heard it again.
Yeah.
It's not from music.
No, it's not from the music. It's over in that corner.
Just stay there, Ryan.
There we go.
Yeah, there it is.
There we go.
I can't hear it at all.
Yeah. Are you happy that you're here? If you can you whistle if you're happy you're here?
What was that?
I think that's them in there. They don't know it's you whistling. I just heard them say it's who's whistling.
Just tell him it's me whistling for a minute. Ryan.
I don't want to get his eyes.
Just let them know that it's us whistling.
It's them whistling.
The next room's quite a good room as well.
Who's in that room with you, Deb? So everyone else is this side of the building?
Oh, I think there's ladies over there. Gone past you guys.
Right, there's no one in hangar 2, is there?
Not that loud. Which one's hangar 2?
The one with the one in the middle.
Did you say that?
Yeah, can you? I mean, loads of knocking and footsteps in hangar 2.
Not over there.
What'd she say?
Don't know, I couldn't hear her. Oh my god, that scared me there. Look.
What's that? Oh yeah, the mannequin.
The chicken right there where I'm showing it.
Oh.
I definitely heard a few whistles back from you. I'm just worried about people going up there and kicking the balls, or actually, you said,
So were you a pilot at all? Did you fly the planes? If you did, can you make a knocking noise? Or were you one of the service staff? Did you help service the planes? You've got a bit quiet. Can you give us a sign you're still here, please? And thank you for what you've done.
Do you see that knock?
Yeah, I think.
Right, okay.
Now my ones have to physically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn it off then.
Thank you for that.
Be careful if you're coming up because we've got the ball going off. Okay, can you do that again, please?
Yeah, thanks.
Are you a little boy, little girl? You can throw those to me if you want to. I'll throw them back. I've got my friend John with me here and Rod. You can throw them to them.
Do you like reading? Steve's brought some lovely manuals or books to look at.
Yes, some dandy annuals. Like Desperate Dan, Corky the Cat.
Yeah, just turn the torch on just so they see it.
Watch the ball when you come up that final bit. My torch point won't move it. It's just literally there.
Yep, got it.
That's the one that just went off.
Yeah, it just went off.
I've done.
I don't know if that was me or not. About it, I didn't touch it.
Yeah, mine has to physically be touched.
I'm just going to go and do something.
Oh, you're not near
No,
it. You're
it's
not,
not.
you're not near
it's
it.
not you.
Yeah, it might be the ramp head, they might be lying it down.
Oh, it could be. Yeah,
Moving it
yeah,
down.
it could. Yeah, it
No,
could
it wasn't before.
The floorboard.
Is it the vibration?
Yeah, but we wasn't moving before.
No, we were moving all over the place, but it might be because they're down that end. No.
Go closer. Just take one step closer.
Mm-hmm.
No, no, no.
Obviously, right there.
Yeah.
Something you have to debunk, remember?
Mm.
Right, all keep dead still.
Reset myself.
Where is everybody? Where's
I'm down here still.
Simon?
In the archway.
Alex is down there. Right, everybody keep still. Ask to move that ball stick.
Can you move the ball again? Can you make the lights glow? Can you throw the ball? You can pick it up and throw it. Could you do? Can I ask you to do that for me, please? I would really love it if you could pick up that ball and move it or throw it. If you throw it to one of us, we can throw it back to you.
Come on, if you do this, we'll show you the books that we've brought for you to look at.
Yeah, we've got some new annuals.
What are they called, Steve?
The Dandy annuals. I've got them for 1942 and 1943.
Do you remember the dandy?
If you remember the book Dandy, can you move the ball? Can you make it flash?
If not, you can go and have a look at them. They're on the wing of the plane. I'm sure you know where we put them. Why don't you go and take a look?
Could you not hear footsteps? Could you not hear footsteps down there then, Simon?
Yeah, a lot of shuffling every now and then, but I don't know if it's you guys.
No, you'll know if it's us. You can hear. Yeah.
We've all been kept dead still. We have not moved.
There's no one above you, mate.
Apart from our chest expanding with breathing, we have not
There
moved.
is a room above you, but there's no one in it.
Yeah, like creaking every now and then.
Yeah, there's no one in that room, is there?
No.
Here.
When we was going around, like I'm staring over in that direction, but I saw something like as if to go poke his head round the corner up this end. And that's above where you are.
Come on, if you're a little child that plays around in here, come and say hello. Come on, we'll give you permission.
Sorry, silence me.
Touch one of the glowy balls. Move one of them. They won't harm you. They're there for you. All you got to do is go and touch it.
Ooh, what was that?
What's that? Alex, where are you?
Down here, mate.
Oh, that's definitely was in there then.
That was something definitely down there.
Definitely out there. It sounded out there and to the left, to the right there.
Right, do you want to break off?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, let's go have a 10-minute break. I'm going to leave this on until we go through. Is there anything this side? There's nothing else this side, is there? So that's it is interesting. We're all going past it, ain't going up. Yeah, but it might give it time to just sort of generate a bit.
I think they've got to get used to you.
Yeah.
Getting.
That's what I think.
Do you want to call out on this bit, Steve?
Yeah. Hello, it's me again. My name's Steve. I came earlier. John with me earlier as well. We brought everybody up because you were so noisy. You did quite a lot. If asked very nicely, can you make a noise again, please, for me? There's a couple of books on the floor, some Dan Daniels. One's from 1942, the other's 1943. You can have a look through those. So when I was up here just about an hour or so ago, I had someone coughing. I'm walking around. Could I ask you please to do something for me? If you can't make a noise, can you use your presence to make it cold? Because it went really cold earlier, it went icy cold when I asked you to do it.
I've just got a name come through. I
Yeah.
think it's a name. Cameron, Camrym.
Everyone doesn't mind just sort of keep it quiet just for a minute or two, because I say I've got all the activity. I didn't call out much, I was getting activity just by listening really. So is that alright with everybody, just to keep quiet? So yeah, we're just sort of see if anything happens. I'm just going to put up one last time. We're going to keep very quiet so you can do whatever you want, but I'll say, yeah, if you could just give us a sign you're here, please. But we're going to keep quiet.
Obvious.
that we're in your space. You won't be left alone. Can you make that noise again, please?
You try the other room.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, I'm getting really uneasy with her. Every other mannequin I've been okay with.
She's got a ticket. She has got a ticket.
Really uneasy with her. I know she's because I'm standing behind her or whatever, but yeah. Don't like her.
I looked at her just a minute ago and thought any minute she's going to move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the only one I'm like, you're going to lose.
Do you know the most lifelike one is the one by the plane where you had the manual?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the most lifelike one.
That was the way.
Right.
Huh?
Sacrifice. Oh yeah, these.
Right, this is that guy that was the first commander here.
Oh.
Squadron Leader, Station
Trying
Commander.
to find the name.
That's the photo of the first
There
commander.
should be a photograph here of what it used to look like.
Manston
Oh, further down there. No, here.
Oh, is it this one?
Yeah, that's all starts. The nearly completed station headquarters.
Look at this.
And on the left-hand side is the beginning bit.
Yeah.
So right here, building work at the largest hangar to be built at Manston. I can say it was not a big issue, hence the workers climbing along the roof.
My God, probably
I
no.
know,
no.
and completed the building as part of the School of Technical Training that was destroyed during the Battle of Britain in 1940.
No, not that one.
Yes, one of the pilots we got that don't have their names.
Yeah. Oh, thought you was a bloody mannequin. Then you moved. What? Oh, where is he? What's up? It's what?
I don't know what that name is. That name, as soon as I looked at that board, I saw his name. I know it's W something Evans. I know it's his middle name, but that name's. But
Is there a Manning?
yeah, where's he got name? E.R. Manning.
Oh my God!
E.R. Manning.
Have you seen this? No, you know I said the word Manning. There's a surname up here, E.R. Manning, and I said R. I wonder if that's something Robert Manning. Yeah, look. He's here.
Right, Eli Robert Manning. Could you imagine?
Oh my God.
1933.
Or is it Eli Robert
Eli
Manning?
Oh, God, all tingly.
So have I.
Oh, my God, so he's a commanding officer.
1933 in September as well. And what month are we in?
September. Oh,
Yeah.
oh my God, look at that group captain, E.R. Manning.
Could you have a look at the names further on here, or are you not aware of that?
We can have a look and see what we've got in terms of death. There is some archive stuff, but it's just.
Now I never came over this bit, did I, Dal? Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's GP? Is that group? Group captain E.R. Manning.
And I said I felt like I was in charge of everyone, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah.
You said
Downstairs.
it was
Yeah.
yeah.